The cells that they're giving these patients cannot help them.
Team 10 investigates stem cell clinics in San Diego offering the chance to cure incurable diseases. They claim that they use stem cells for your fat to treat Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, even autism.
Team 10 troubleshooter Kristen Severance explains why the field's top researchers are calling this treatment bogus. Kristen.
And these treatments aren't cheap. Patients tell me they cost between $15,000 and $30,000. But the scientists I talked to say these clinics are selling nothing but false hope.
We picked it up in Bhutan.
Charles Saunders has lived all over the world. Every piece of furniture is a clue to where he called home.
The monk's picture came from Vietnam.
But Parkinson's disease has taken his ability to travel.
I'm on 22 pills a day.
Too many things to remember.
I would have to carry so many pills with me that it just makes it intimidating.
Charles is desperate to find a cure for himself and others. He signed up for Fox Trial Finder through the Michael J. Fox Foundation. Saunders gets a list of all the Parkinson's trials happening across the country.
I'm a guinea pig, yes. And sometimes a paid guinea pig and sometimes not.
When this email came in from a place called StemGenics, he thought he'd give the La Jolla Clinic a call.
They were the best thing since sliced white. They had all these services, they had doctors on call, and they were on the cutting edge.
But unlike every other trial he's been sent, he'd have to pay for this treatment.
I told them, well, there's no way I'm going to pay you to experiment on me for $15,000.
He showed his neurologist the StemGenics literature.
She said, this is ridiculous. You can't do this.
Team 10 went to one of the country's top stem cell researchers.
No, it's impossible.
Dr. Jean Loring studies stem cells at the Scripps Research Institute in San Diego.
The cells that they're giving these patients cannot help them.
Dr. Loring explains it's important to understand there are two types of stem cells. The stem cells you're born with, and the stem cells scientists like Dr. Loring have to create in a lab.
These are cells that can make every cell type in the body.
Loring and her team take skin cells and reprogram them into pluripotent stem cells. Those stem cells can be turned into anything. Heart cells, pancreatic cells, brain cells. That's what they hope to treat people with Parkinson's with.
We chose Parkinson's disease as one of our major therapy treatments, and this is the first time I've ever really felt like I could start in the lab and go all the way to the clinic.
Dr. Loring's team has been studying pluripotent stem cells for 3 years.
Everything has gone exactly as we predicted.
They're waiting on FDA approval to transplant pluripotent cells. They've turned into neurons that make dopamine into 8 patients who are a part of their clinical trial. That approval could still be a few years away.
So by giving these cells to people, we expect that it will give them 20 or 30 good years of life.
Which brings us back to Charles and his search for a cure.
To speak with someone to discuss treatment options, please press 1.
Charles called StemGenics after his interview with Team 10 and told them he was recording it. He asked the center's director how their treatment works. He said, "The fat from your midsection, there are hundreds of millions of dormant stem cells that we are able to extract from the fat, and then we reactivate them." Loring said it's scientifically impossible to use fat stem cells to treat Parkinson's.
My stem cells can make neurons of a precise type. The stem cells they're getting out of people's fat can't do that. They could never do it. They aren't capable of it.
She said stem cells from fat or bone marrow can only make fat, bone, or cartilage cells, not the cells that people with Parkinson's disease need.
It's taking advantage of people who are really desperate.
There are testimonials from people who say they were helped by StemGenics. This video was on the StemGenics website.
I remember the first moment that I thought that I could get better from this. It was the evening after I'd had the stem cell treatment.
The center's director gave Charles this statistic, that 90% of patients respond that they have positive outcomes. In the first day to first week, multiple people say they have increased energy.
For this one, I did GFR A1.
Loring said any perceived improvement, again, using fat stem cells for Parkinson's disease, would be short-lived.
There is something called a placebo effect. And that goes way back to the days of snake oil salesmen, in which they would go from town to town. If you believe that whatever you're getting is going to help you, then there's a short period of time in which your body is actually convinced that it has helped you. But that goes away.
Stem cells are classified as a drug, so the FDA should be overseeing these treatments. The FDA told me there are no FDA-approved treatments using stem cells to treat Parkinson's. The FDA has also warned people about these clinics before. I'm going to put those warnings on 10news.com so people can really click through them, read the warnings, and see what action has been taken against some of these clinics around the country.
So what did the company say?
I emailed the company, I called the company several times, still waiting to hear back from the director, who we heard on the phone. I also checked, and StemGenics is no longer one of the trials offered through the Michael J. Fox Trial Finder.
If it works, they should have nothing to hide. We should hear from them.
Exactly. Explain to us how it works. Let's hear the science.
Okay.
But creating that false sense of hope is incredibly sad.
And that's what the patients say, and that's what the doctors say, the researchers say, they're selling false hope.
All right.
Very
We'll
sad.
find out.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kristen.